Good morning, everyone. This is Becky here at Beck's Creations. I was looking for my book that I do swatches in, but can I find it this morning? No. So I'm just going to do some swatching on a piece of mixed media, and then I'll just stick it in there. Hi, Ann. I wanted to share a couple blocks that I did. One was with my online quilting group that is still going, but there's only like two of us left that are active, so it kind of just is there. Hi, Heather. Hi, Angie. And then the other piece is one that I can't find the group online, but I know that Ruth Lamb was also a member of it, and it was called CFQ. When you type in CFQ now, you get business directives, you get quilting groups that aren't part of this group. So anyway, I wanted to share that piece. It was a round robin piece, and this one I did in different satins. And what you do is you send it out to the people in your round robin group, and they just add to it. So this is the little square, and I love how it turned out. And I think this one I'm not going to do anything else to, but I do want to put it in a frame so I can hang it behind us here where I put my sewing machines. And I'm going to move the boho blocks that we did as a swap to that wall and my thread to that wall. So I'm trying to divide my room up into my fiber art loves and my art loves so that there's not a mishap of cross contamination between wet and dry activities. But I just thought I'd share that with you guys. The only thing I wish is that everybody had signed it in some way. This was done in 2006, so no wonder I can't find the group. They've probably disbanded. Maybe Ruth knows, because I know Ruth was a member of that. So I think I've probably known Ruth the most out of anybody else because she was in this group too. But my quilting group people, I've known a really long time before I found groups and YouTube and all of that. So this was a fun little stitchery piece, and I thought I'd share that. That one is basically done. I'm going to try to steam it from the back and get it nice and smooth, and then I'll frame it like I did the boho blocks. And it will become part of the sewing wall. And then the picture that Mary did of the scissors and threads, it'll make its way over there. Hi, Karen. Now this piece was done, I'm pretty sure this was with our quilting group. This was our crazy round robin. And this one I did all in different corduroys. So there's this, and it's meant to be a big accent pillow. So some people, they didn't really do stitches. They did, they cut some trims apart and just appliqued them on. So you can cheat and do that. This is just a piece of regular ribbon stitched on. And then you'll see some crazy quilt stitching between them. Some people added just pieces of lace. And then there's a pin on here. Where is it? Okay, so this is a pin, but then they put buttons or little leaf beads or whatever those are. They stitched those down and made a flower there. So I could do more stitching around that. This needs a lot more stitching. Somebody did a beaded butterfly. If I wanted to, I could add the cat to this that Sharon Lombard sent me, which I actually have right here. Yeah. Sharon did this cat. So I could stitch this to the pillow cover too. And I think he'd look really pretty on this purple. See if I can hold it up. See, I could put the white kitty on that piece of purple there. Again, this is not meant to be a pillow that gets washed a bunch. It's just a decorative accent pillow. I might play around with that some because I could stitch the kitty down and then put flowers on either side of him and maybe a butterfly above him. I might do that. I might add Sharon's kitty cat to this pillow. And then I want to get a pillow form and just, I think I probably still have some of this corduroy because I just bought like a quarter yard of some different corduroys just so I'd have that's all corduroy, different colors. I wanted different colors because I wanted it to be very crazy. And I could also add any stitches that we're learning through Carol onto here. So instead of doing a new scroll or something, I might finish a whip that's been in there since the early 2000s. So this has been around for probably 20 years. And then I would have it done and dusted, as they say. So I'm going to put that and then I put Sharon's kitty. And then I'm going to bring you down to the table. Oh, do you see the walls? I do have some touch-ups. Scott's been watching me paint. And then as the paint dries, he says, there's a light spot there. There's a light spot there. So he's pointed out to me all the places that I got the paint a little thin. And I was just waiting for it to dry so I could see where the light spots are. And yes, I know there are some where I'm going to have to touch up. There always is. So anyway, the retreat, not retreat. Is it retreat? I think it is. Green is on the main wall, and then the Jasper green is on the fireplace. And we're really loving it. Yeah, but I do better at the painting. And the only place I used tape was on the top of the mantle. Everywhere else, like the ceilings and around the trims and stuff, I didn't tape any of that off. I just used a nice angled brush. You two, knock it off. Cole, back out. You come in here and you stir up trouble. Stop it. And Howard, you don't have to buy in. Just ignore him. He's not worth it. Yes, I'm talking to the animals, Ann. So yeah, I don't use tape. I hate the tape. It can still leak. You was joking? Okay. Let's get rid of the Zoom because it's already given me a headache. It is raining here today. So the colors are coming along. I am going to paint some today, but I've got to do my Monday stuff. So I don't want to be on too long, but I do want to play some this morning. So let's bring you down to the table. And what I've got is just a piece of mixed media paper. And I looked and looked and looked for my stencils because I have a stencil that's just rows of hearts. And I was just going to put some rows of hearts on here to use as my, my little swatch areas. But I guess I'll just do a pen. And I wanted to swatch out these alcohol-based markers that I picked up at Ollie's for $1.99 a package. And so we need 5 for each colorway. Oh, where's my ruler? Good question. Yes, I'm going to freehand all of it this morning. We're just going to go for it. And we'll just do some random shapes here. And I got 3 sets of these, but I want to leave room to write. What they are, where I bought them, that kind of thing. 1, and I'll go ahead and put 1 here. So I know I've got to do 3 more in between each one of these. And so if we do 1 right in the middle of them. Man, it's warm in here because I've been running around like a crazy woman trying to pull things together. So these aren't going to be perfect things. That's okay. They'll be swatched out, right? So these are called ABT Pro by Tombow. $1.99 a set at Ollie's. Good Stuff Cheap, because we had a postcard. So I got 15% more off from that. So let's do the yellows and the greens and the purple. I wish they had blue and reds too, but they didn't. That's the thing about Ollie's. You have to kind of just take what you get. You got your Christmas card. I saw that Shannon had gotten hers. So I said, well, I hope Heather got hers. And isn't the stitching fun? I really enjoyed those round robins. When you have a round robin that's successful, they are so much fun. But when you end up with a bad apple in the bunch where they keep everything and just think it's hilarious that they've kept everybody's work for themselves, that has a tendency of ruining the whole fun project of it. So let's see. Hi, Diane, Messy Palette. And all right, so let's use the yellows first. I guess I'll do light to dark. And now these do have, I'm not real sure how I'm going to separate them. Do they tell you this has got PO90. I guess I could write that under there. I think that's the color number. Yeah. So let's write that underneath. P090. It has a brush tip on one end. Uh-oh. So you can do different things. And then on the other end, it has a chisel tip. And then if you turn it, you can do smaller lines. But mainly I just want to swatch the colors. So you can color with the chisel tip or the brush tip. Let's see if we go back over it. You can get it to go just slightly darker if you go back over it again. So there was the lightest one. The next one is PO62. I guess I'll swatch the top half, and it's picking up the ink, which is not fun, but and then this one says, I want to make sure the tops are on good. I'd hate for them to dry out, even though I only spent $1.99 on them. PO55. This will be PO25. And the last one is PO26. So we'll use the brush tip at the top. It's so nice to hear the rain, and it's warmed up a little bit, thankfully. This looks almost orange. Maybe that's why I didn't find any oranges. These could be a lot of fun. just to do one of those journals where you draw on the pages and stuff, like Bible journaling, but the one that you do in the composition books where you draw like little cartoony things, these would be good for coloring that in. So if you have an Ollie's near you, look, now this one's almost a brown, almost browny green. So I think even with just these few colors in these sets, I could do some fun stuff with this. When I get my room set back up, I'm going to get all my different sets of pastels in one place, all my alcohol markers together. I'm going to have everything by the type of item it is, because I can't stand it when it's all mixed up and I can't find stuff. I just can't. All right, so that was the yellows. Now the purples here, we do them here. This actually looks like it should be there, but who knows? Oh, let's write the numbers on. Let's see, P660. And this one is P603. And P633. I mean, my stuff is pretty well organized. It's just, I'd love to start doing like pastel play once a week, because I want to use the pastels, and I have some beautiful pastels. I just need more practice with them. Hi, Giovanna. Mary was on last night. She just wasn't on into the early mornings, I don't think. I watched some of her last night, but I had to get some sleep. I'm trying. This one feels like it got opened. It feels a little dry. That's another thing about Ollie's. You never know if somebody's come through and opened them up and let them dry out. They seem to be sealed up, though. But anyway, I had to get sleep last night, so there was that. This is the 603. Oh, and I did something naughty last night. Fabric Mark Fabric sent out an email, and I took the bait and I ordered some stuff, and I ordered another mystery bundle. So we'll see what kind of fabrics I get. Hopefully it's nothing like silk or what's that slinky stuff? I don't mind silky fabrics, but the real silk or the oh my gosh, why can't I think of the name of it? The real sheer fabric that's real flowy. Oh, people that sew know what I'm talking about. I just have trouble with it. I guess I just need to say it's only because you haven't had enough practice with it. You need to just practice with it, because that's what I tell people all the time. You just haven't sewn enough with it yet. So, is Tippy outside, guys? Huh? I can't remember who's in and out. I know that Callie and Howard are in because they're right here beside me, but oh, I like that rich purple. That's pretty. Sorry, my brain is jumping all over the place this morning. It's like the ADHD is like shown up for some reason. You've had a no buy. See, I was not going to buy any more fabric until I'd used about half of my fabric up. But then they had some fabrics on sale. And then to get the shipping costs down, there was a reason I did it. But anyhow. So So I threw a mystery bundle in. And you never know what you'll get with a mystery bundle. So these are some pretty rich colors. There's the purples, and now we got the greens. So I guess write the numbers down first. So we have P131 and then 133. Wonder what the P stands for. P126, P177, and P249. I had never seen these markers before, so that doesn't mean anything. Chiffon, that's it. Oh, me and chiffon, we are not friends. I learned my lesson on pleather too, and there was a drag queen worked at the store with me, and he told me what you have to do with the pleather is you have to use a needle lube, and it's literally just an oil that you work onto the needle so it'll pop through that plastic. I had never heard of it, and I'd worked at Joann's for like 6 years at that point. So it was something I learned that was new. And I think I saw a question. Let me finish with this color and I'll look back. What am I going to do with the markers? Well, good question. I really got them for like doing journaling and stuff, because this, you can add color to your page real quick with these. And these are an alcohol-based marker, which I'd never really played with much. You know, everybody else got on the bandwagon for those alcohol markers. What are they called? Copic? Pop, something like that. And I never got into those because those are just out of my price range. But these were $1.99 a package. So I said, why not try these? But I'll pull out the journal here in just a sec. Let me finish swatching these. So I'll show you the technique that I like to do. I can't remember the artist. I never can remember the artist that brought it to us. I have his book, something Gregory, something. I remember that my son's name is the same as this guy. I think it's Gregory. Somebody can tell me. I would pull the book out, but a lot of that stuff is in the back where, you know, I had to shove everything. Linda Berry, but there's a Gregory guy too, isn't there? It's a Linda Berry, though, is the artist that brought that method to us. But I think the guy that I'm thinking of, he says to draw daily life. And I know you know who I'm talking about. I just, it's Monday morning. My brain is just not one to get going. Now, the color match from the brush tip to the chisel tip is dead on. So you could use either end, you know. Oahu, Uau, Uhu are my favorite of the less expensive alcohol markers. Well, these are not too bad. So there's that all swatched up. So I have a swatch of those. And let me grab the journal here, because that I can't find. I got over here and forgot what I was looking for. Oh, that man. Y'all, it's not in here. Where did I put that journal? That's really weird. It's the one with the brown cover. And I thought, oh, I'm going to show that to them. What did I? Oh, you guys, I will be so glad when this is put back together. I hate not being able to find stuff. It drives me crazy. Oh, razzle dazzle. Maybe I shoved it in the drawer. That would not be unheard of. Well, I can't show it to you because I have no idea where it got shoved now. This just drives me bonkers. But anyway, you take a composition book and you kind of divide your page up. I got another composition book in here that hasn't been started. This one was my son's from 2010. Oh, Christmas card list. Oh boy, Christmas cards I made and mailed out. All right, so this has lists in it. So say this is your page. And you can add images. You can glue down images. I know when Dee Dee says the best thing to do is when you get a new composition book is just go through and throw some kind of color on the page. So like you could take these markers and just do a swipe on each page. Just go through and swipe on each page. This would be a good test to see if these bleed through. But I'm just going to do a single side because this all over here, I'm going to glue stuff on. So I'm going to just divide my page up. So say I want a title here. You can do your lines any old way you want to. Maybe we'll divide it here as well. And then divide this one into a smaller section and maybe this one into a smaller section. And then if you want to do fancy lettering, just make you a second line. So now let's say, what should our title be? Let's just do marker play. So if I use the brush tip, I could do and you just take your letter to each line. And see, that should have been down like that. And then maybe you could want to draw a flower. You could put a quote in there. You could look up a quote and write it in. I wish I could find that journal. And it makes it really cool looking. See, I would have to glue 2 pages together like this to keep that from bleeding through, and it's still going to be visible. So they're not real good to do a bunch of heavy work on regular paper, apparently. So let's do some flowers down here. So let's make some little that. So I would not use these in a journal that bleed through would be a problem for you. So it's always good to test your markers and stuff out on the different types of paper as well as doing your swatches. Because if I hadn't done this, I wouldn't know that they bleed through. These would be great to do just little ATCs with. finding I like the I'm liking the brush tip part of it the best. Morning, Vicki. Just gonna put some dots on here. I came across a different journal that I was doing with Art Joy of Sharing, and I don't recall Peg talking about the mood boards anymore. Is she still doing mood boards? Is Peg here? But I found some mood board work where a group comes together and they give you some images with some different colors. And I've said this before, if you're wanting to learn color theory or learning how to mix colors in a project, look at magazine images. Some designer has already done it for you. So you could like take an image out of a magazine and utilize the colors in it. Somebody else has already done all that. Hi, Cynthia. Let's see if I can use the chisel tip, just the tip of it, and maybe make some stems. And do a little leaf. These are very cartoony flowers. Tummy's feeling a little queasy today. I was a day late with my Ozempic shot, so I'm paying for it today. Let's do some. Oh, I like that you can get a nice blade of grass with the brush tip, at least until the brush tips start going flat. That's always a problem. And again, we'll peek and see how it's doing. See, it's bleeding through even onto the next page. So I wouldn't use these on thin paper. Maybe on a mixed media tablet would be better than trying to do this. Although this is the whole reason I bought them, is I wanted something to add color to the journal like this. Maybe if I put two together and it's still bleeding through a second page. But you can glue your pages together if you need to. Of course, you could do some image work on a separate piece of paper and then glue it into your book if you want, you didn't mind the buildup of paper. And then if you want to come back with like your Bic pen, you could like add some definition, just some squiggly lines around the inner part of it. And just go around your petals again. My son called the law last night because the crazy kid behind our garage was beating his dog up. Pissed us off. He gets high on crap and then he does stuff like that. And I worry about his great aunt that lets him live there with her. So yeah, you could go over your markers, your wordplay. Up here, you could outline it with your Bic pen. You could come in with another color and add highlights if you wanted to. If you divide your page up with a pencil, you can come back and erase the pencil marks so you don't see the guidelines for like the lettering and stuff. Just do a light line with a pencil to divide your page up. I felt bad putting Bernadette out in the rain, but she was ready to go. She was beating at the door with her head. I think she had to go. She had to go. She said, I gotta go, Mom. I'll let her in a little bit. My son made ribs on the grill late last night. And him and his friend Mary, they were chowing down on mac and cheese and potato salad and ribs. Well, I'm not doing very good on outlining these letters nice and neat. And I'll show you the mood boards that I had been doing with Peg and them over at Art Joy of Sharing. So anyway, you would fill your page up like that. If you wanted to use a section for just like daily, a daily journal, like this is what I did today. I could write on here, I bought these markers at Ollie's or, whatever. You could draw some more flowers up here to fill this area. Basically, you fill in the entire page. You can use different colors. You could come back in after you've written with some color pencils and just color the background with the color pencils right over your writing. And you could add things like squiggly lines on your flowers or dots. You can do all kinds of stuff. And you just cover the whole page. And so it's all in color. That one doesn't look like it's on, but it is. I'll show you the mood boards that I did. It's really irking me that I don't see that other journal. My brain is stuck on it. It's like, I'm not letting go of that because you wanted to share it. What did you do with it? I just can't imagine why it's not over there. So the mood boards, they're so much fun to do. So like here's an October 2022 mood board. And this is what they gave us in the group. And you can see it's just different images with different colors on it. So they'll have like the colors of the month or whatever. And then they give you the weekly challenge. This one was for American folk art. And then they give you guidelines, like with a black marker, draw primitive images. Fill in the background with blue or green color. With blue-green color. Number 3, use the other color on the image you have drawn. Number 4, add some marks, visual textures to your painted image. Number 5, add some details to the background. Number 6 is highlights as needed. And then they give you the colors, which were focal yellow, oxide, background is blue-green. So these were the 2 colors, and you see they pulled the 2 colors out of here. And then that was the image that we did, or I did. That's the one I did. And so you follow the mood board and then the prompts. So I'm not sure if they're still doing these, but they were a lot of fun. I'll show you another one here. So this is the guidelines with some more of the same mood board for that month. But this week we focused on Latino folk art, and this is what I came up with. Very colorful, very interesting. We used painty papers on this one and glued them down. And then I drew the sugar skull. So again, if you look at the October 2022 mood board, you can see I used colors from the mood board. And then followed the prompts for that week. And then this one, same mood board. They picked a little bit different colors. I think it was the same mood board. Yeah, it's from 10 of 2022. They just pulled some different values out. And then the theme for this one was primitive painting and mark making. So that was this one. This is one of my favorites. I like this one a lot. All right. And then this one was done October 22, and they've pulled a lighter yellow and a blue out of there. And then this was the one I did. And this is a magazine image. I did not paint her, but I did come back and give her gray hair. And then you were supposed to use, what does it say? Use a pen to write female positive words. So that's what I did too. Aren't the mood boards fun to do? This is something you could do with Peg Robinson over in Art Joy of Sharing. And again, I don't know if Peg is still doing these or not. All right, so those were the ones for October. And then I participated in the November. So this was the November mood board. And then I only did 1 month. And the theme for this, let's see, it doesn't have a theme. Yes, it does. Geometric. So we did geometric and we'd use those two colors. So this is what I did here. So mine's not really geometric in the straight lines of it, but I used a stencil to draw the hearts, and then I did kind of geometric shaping with the line work. So it's kind of geometric, but the mood boards are so much fun. So you could pull two colors, which basically is what they did, is you pull two colors off the mood board and create something. You can do this yourself. And I've done a book because of Gina Aaron. I started this book a while ago. I know where this one is because I was just looking at it. Yes. So what you do, if you want to make your own mood boards, go through your magazines and pull out images with the same colors floating around in them, right? And then you can create yourself a book like this. The reason I have not continued this book is I ran out of the, I was using a special refill on my Xyron machine to make the stickers, but it also put a laminated surface on them, and I really like that. So that's why I haven't continued this, which is silly because I don't need to do that. But you can see the reason I like it is the laminated surface keeps the colors true. So what Gina's practice is you get the images with about the same colors, then go into the products you have, the paints you have, and find the colors that you have in your supplies and do little swatches. And then she created a little stamp where she could, when she put the paint out to do the little swatches like this, she put them kind of close together so she could dip her handmade stamp. And she just used a piece of that funny cardboard. And I think what I did is I made some kind of stamp. Anyway, you just make a strip of something and you pick up all your colors and then you can stamp them down. So that's how I got all these colors in one long stamp. And you can see where they kind of mix together a little bit, but that's okay. But let's look at the rest of these. Now this one, see how they're all about the same colors, browns and pinks, and maybe some greens. And then there's some gray. So I went through my stuff and I found all the colors I had that I could use. And then there's my little stamp thing that I had made. And because I put all the colors kind of close, dip it in and stamp it out. Here's another set of pictures, all the same kind of colors, very intense on this one, lots of bright colors. This one, I did not stamp my little piece. And I'm not sure where that got to. It's probably somewhere. But you can take and get the images where somebody else has done all the work and pull the colors out of what you have. And there, I stamped them out with my little stamp thing. And there, somebody else has done the work. So you could take a prompt game and just use the colors you have there and the guidelines. Or if you want to pick a theme like they did, primitive or folk art or whatever. This one I haven't done my swatching yet, but I've got the silvery fishes and the blues and the greens. And there's another one I've done. So I have done some of these, but I haven't done my swatching yet. That one's hard to see because it's blue greens. This was the autumnal one. But these are fun to put together. I just need to go back through my paints and do my swatching, and hopefully I can find my little strip. And if you'll notice, I've put the images on different pages. They're not always on the same page. That one's all going to be blues and white and black. And this one was cookies and a sunset, and then this image. And then it looks like I've got some images in here. This one's just in here. I would find a couple more images with those colors. I just really like that image. And I think that's all I've got in here. Yep. So that's what I was going to utilize this book for, is just, collecting colors and seeing what I have. And when I use the colors, I wrote down what they were. Like this is apple barrel vanilla ice cream or folk art lime green. So I know exactly what I'm looking for. And if I'm out of it, I can go buy it. And that's exactly what I've done. And I even wrote the color numbers down. So if you want to practice your color matching, let a couple magazine images help you out. And if you're not involved in Peg's group, she gives a lot of different things too. Or she did. I know she's been traveling some, and they're trying to sell their house right now. Bless her. She went to Florida to get a break from colder weather, and it snowed there. So Peg, I'm sorry it snowed on you. So I think that's all I'm going to share. I will say I'm going to be on tonight at 7 o'clock with Art Junkie, Shannon. We're going to do a craft hour or two. She said I only have to stay to 8 because she knows we go to bed by about 9:30 because we get up at 5. So I'm going to be over there tonight. If you want to watch again, maybe I'll come up with something that I can do between now and then. Oh, Marty's got to have her fasting blood work done. Oh. And this is a very useful exercise to do. And you're letting somebody else help train your eye to combining colors in a very effective way. Because if you think about it, advertising is to sell a good. And the best way to sell the good is to make it look good, right? So get your magazines out, put some images together that help you with that, learning the color, and practice, practice, practice. And if you buy a composition book, you can try your markers out and see what bleeds through, and it won't matter because most of the time you can get a composition book for like 50 cents. All right. So I'll see you guys tonight if you come over to Shannon's. That's Art Junkie at 7 p.m. Eastern. All right. Bye, guys.